Why do you too? Oh shit, Facebook, I'm sorry! I get an iCart. Shut up, I didn't forget them on purpose. Shut up, they're special. No, they're not. Shit! Why is this shit working for me? Hello, Facebook! Long time no see! Shit, good timing. NFL. Whoop. And this is indeed WKCV, the voice of Keystone College. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to what else here on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon. A cold Thursday, cold afternoon, night, whatever you want to call it, whatever you may want to call it. Guys, welcome to Sports Talks here on WKCV. Guys, I am excited this week. It is an exciting week in terms of football, in terms of the NFL, in terms of baseball, in terms of everything. Hey, for example, Patrick Corbin, he's making his trips around. He just got back from the Bronx today, and New York kind of, New York did what New York did. What do you think New York did? All right, they posted up on the Titantron, they posted a picture of Corbin in pinstripes, and I gotta admit, he looks pretty good in pinstripes, but honestly, is that where he's gonna sign? I don't know. They just picked up Paxton, so I mean, who knows? And plus that, guys, Mariners are actually looking to package Edwin Diaz, who was probably the most dominant closer this year, and Robinson Cano. And a lot of people are saying he could, they're looking to hook up with the New York team again. And, they're saying the Mets and the Yankees are potential candidates, but, I mean, the question is, who can the Yankees give up, really? Yeah, I mean, they could give up Bird, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, give up Bird for Cano. Oh, and Diaz, I mean, and then throw in, two prospects. I mean, but then again, we just gave up Justice Sheffield to them, so who knows? Who knows? But nonetheless, guys, it is also a special week this week for week 13 of the playoffs, or week 13 of the NFL, guys. And with that being said, man, I mean, there's a lot of things that we need to consider right now. A couple teams are on the verge of elimination from what I read, because Sunday could potentially be Elimination Sunday for a couple teams. I'll go over those teams real quick. So one of the teams is, in fact, or the team's pretty much, it's the bottom tier teams in a sense. It's San Francisco, Oakland, Arizona, both New York teams, so the Giants and Jets. It's Jacksonville, and I believe Tampa Bay is also in that mix to be eliminated. But the thing I find funny is that I think New York could potentially be eliminated tonight, if I'm right, because there's 4 games. Yeah, there's 4 games left in the playoffs, and I think New York could get eliminated tonight. Now, the reason being is simply because of the fact that, let's be real, guys. If New York was to get eliminated tonight, it would simply be because Dallas wins. However, I'll touch on that in a little bit, all right? I'll touch on that later, because honestly, yeah. Well, I'm going to be touching on it in 5 minutes. But nonetheless, let's go ahead, let's knock out some of these picks real quick. And guys, there are no teams, for once, there are no teams on a bye this week. Thank God, right? All right, nonetheless, let's go ahead. Let's knock out this New Orleans-Dallas game. Now, all y'all would probably be thinking right now, I picked Dallas last week, and somehow they won. Then again, it was on Thanksgiving, and they faced a second-string quarterback. And they really should have won that game, and they were at home. And again, it was on Thanksgiving. And Dallas plays on Thanksgiving every year. I mean, so, why wouldn't I have picked Dallas? It's because when I picked Dallas this year, they've either won or they've lost when I picked them, or they've won when I didn't pick them. Folks, I want to explain something. That possibly could have been one of those things where it was a one-time thing. Who knows? I mean, next week they have Philadelphia. I mean, the week after that, week 15 they have who? They got week 15 they have who? Who do they have? Who do they have week 15? Dallas has Indianapolis. Okay, so it might be a two-time thing. All right, and then week 16 they have Tampa Bay. Okay, it might be a three-time thing. All right, week 17 maybe. Week 17 I might be picking Dallas. That's in New York. I might go to that game. I don't know. I'll debate it. Nonetheless, getting off of my personal plans. Nonetheless, guys, let's go ahead. Let's talk about New Orleans against Dallas real quick. Now, every reason for me to pick Dallas is out there. Dallas has nothing to lose. Dallas has everything to gain. In New Orleans, however, in a sense, if you think about it, New Orleans has everything to lose. Because they're 10-1 right now. They're fighting for the number 1 seed. If I'm right, LA is with them, so they're kind of fighting for the number 1 seed. So this would be the difference between facing. Who would it be for the NFC right now? It would be Dallas, Chicago. The seeding would be New Orleans, LA, Chicago, and then it would go Dallas because they're a division winner. I know, right? Shocking. In Minnesota because they have that tie. And I told you guys, that's important. The fact that they have a tie, that's important. And it'd either be Washington or Seattle, because both of them, or New Orleans, or Carolina. Wait, did Carolina lose to Seattle? I think they did. Yeah, they did. They lost by a field goal. Oh, nice, Rivera. So it would be Seattle in the playoffs, if I'm right, or Washington. I don't know, whichever one shows up. Nonetheless. Okay, listen. Nonetheless. As pretty much if New Orleans loses, they drop out into a number 2 seed. Which wouldn't be a bad thing, but if you think about it, they would face the higher of the 2 seeds. So they could potentially be facing Chicago, if they make it, or the 4 seed, which would be, if I'm right, no, they would be the 4 seed. Or New Orleans would be the 4. Oh, they'd be facing Dallas. Who am I kidding? All right, nonetheless, getting off track there. Honestly, I think that if I'm right, and honestly, who am I kidding, man? Who am I kidding? Why am I giving you these reasons? Why am I giving you these reasons? Dude, do I think Dallas has a chance? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why would New Orleans lose this game? That's my question. And Kamara's playing out of his mind. Drew Brees is better than Dak Prescott. Why is it even a debate? Hey, Michael Thomas dominates. Dallas doesn't really have a defense. And honestly, folks, let's be real. All right, we all say that the NFC East has become probably the most competitive division in the NFL. Guys, it hasn't. All right, right now it's just been a case. Right now, I'm going to go back to the Giants real quick. The Giants are 3-8. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. They legitimately have a shot to make the playoffs. They actually do. They're 3 games out. That's why I said they're potentially going to be eliminated. But pretty much they would need Washington and Philadelphia to win. They would need everybody to lose. So they'd have to beat. Giants getting eliminated. Never mind. New York's getting eliminated. I just saw they're facing. Never mind. Nonetheless, guys, I'm going with New Orleans. This game has the potential to be a blowout. Well, the only thing that Dallas has going for them is the fact of the matter that it's in Dallas. That's it. And they played there last week. But really, you're going up probably a top 2, top 3 quarterback in the NFL. I'll make the argument for top 2 because a lot of people are still saying Brady. But I'll make the argument for Drew Brees being the second best quarterback in the NFL. Oh, all right. Hey, and then pretty much you also got Camaro's being an absolute beast. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I am going to go with New Orleans on this one. No reason not to. So, yeah. Then we hop into the Sunday game. Go ahead. Let's start off Baltimore-Atlanta. Now, I like this matchup. I really do. Because Baltimore is, honestly, Baltimore is, again, another team that's in the race. It's another team that can do damage. And Atlanta is a team that's been struggling as of late. 4-7 in 6 games back. Honestly, I'm going to be simple with you. I think that, Baltimore, I believe, won last week under her center with Lamar Jackson. They actually killed Baltimore. Or they killed Oakland. Why did I say they killed Baltimore? I don't know. But nonetheless, they did well last week. And it's been a really good team to watch as of late. Especially with Lamar Jackson and taking under center. Or honestly, I definitely do think that they're going to have a very tough time against the Atlanta defense. However, the question is going to be, this is the question I have going to Sunday's game against Atlanta. Which Matt Ryan is going to show up? Is it going to be the Matt Ryan that was an MVP 2 or 3 years ago? Or is it going to be the Matt Ryan that has been showing up as of late? Like Lamar Jackson, again, slated to start. Or Lamar Jackson does obviously, how can I put it? Lamar Jackson is more of a mobile quarterback than a passing quarterback. So in case you guys don't know that, yeah, do now. And right now you're looking at honestly, you compare the offensive stats. I mean, Baltimore is beating them in yards per game. Baltimore's beating them virtually in every stat that you can think of, except for rushing yards. They're 31st, but Atlanta's in 11th. And then defensively, Atlanta's beating them. In every stat. My bad. And Baltimore's got them. And then, honestly, I think that it's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to go ahead. I will go with Baltimore on this one. Honestly, simply because of the fact that, like I said, I think it's going to depend on what Matt Ryan shows up this weekend. And I know a lot of people are saying, he's probably one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. Honestly, I can't really agree. I mean, they had that one game, all right? They had that 1 year against Tom Brady. They had their shot, and they blew a 25-point lead. They really did. They blew a 28-3 lead. So, and that's something that's always going to be a meme. That's something that's always going to be brought up with Atlanta. You think of the Falcons, you think of the Super Bowl, you're going to think, oh, they blew a 25-point lead against the Patriots. All they had to do was run the ball. That's all they had to do, but who knows? Apparently, they wanted to do something stupid. So, nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and I will go with Baltimore on this one. Denver against Cincinnati. Denver actually had an upset last week against Pittsburgh. And Cincinnati's been struggling as of late. So, that's honestly something that's very key to pay attention to. Denver right now is, and this is going to be the biggest oxymoron on the face of the earth. Denver is high right now. I'll let that sit in for a little bit. Denver is high right now. Oh, not because they've won, or not because of the obvious reason, but because, honestly, they're hot right now. In a sense, they're hot. They've kept with Kansas City. They kept with Kansas City for the division, in a sense. And they beat Pittsburgh last week. They beat the Chargers 2 weeks ago. Week 10. And they turned around and, where are you? Week 10, where are you? Denver. Did they play week 10? I don't think they did. No, they did not. Alright, so Denver was off week 10, from what I see. Nonetheless, guys, it's really, I think that Denver definitely has everything going for them right now, and I think that they've been really good against AFC North teams. I mean, they always play well against Pittsburgh. They always play well against Baltimore. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I am going to say that Denver goes ahead. They beat Cincinnati in this one. Do I think it's a rout? No. I think that, the question that I have is this. Is Andy Dalton going to, that is if Andy Dalton is, slated to start. Nope, it's Jeff Driscoll. Driscoll. So, I don't know. This is going to be tough for Driscoll. Well, because the question is going to be is how can he do against Denver? And I really think that, Emmanuel Sanders, Royce Freeman, I think, in Case Keenum, I think Denver definitely steps it up. I think that they turn around. They realize what situation they're in. Like, right now, they're behind in the divisional standings right now. Now, they are 4 games back. Honestly, I think that Denver turns around, they pick it up, and I think Denver gets the win. So, give me Denver on that one. Rams against Detroit. Rams had a bye week last week, and they're coming off of probably the most entertaining game of the year against the Chiefs. 54-51, they won that game in the Coliseum. And you tell me who you think is going to slow them down right now. All right? Even the New Orleans game, they weren't slowing down. That's the scary thing. And they had a bye week last week. They had a bye week. And Detroit is coming off of a loss to the Bears. So right now, it's a 10-point line. Folks, that line is higher. Okay, that line should be higher. LA is going to kill Detroit in Detroit. Okay, there won't be a Lions team. Okay, Detroit is going to lose. Lose. By how much? I couldn't tell you. Could it be 24? Absolutely. Could it be 30? Absolutely. Could it be 35? Absolutely. Name a situation, it's an absolutely. It could be a possibility, no matter what it is. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to go with the Rams on this one. Cardinals against Green Bay. Yep, remember at the top of the program when I said that Green Bay was one of those teams or Arizona was one of those teams that could be eliminated? Yep. Arizona, you are off. You are done. You are not going to win. In Green Bay, Arizona against Green Bay, like I said, I am going with Green Bay. Simply because of the fact that Aaron Rodgers will absolutely torch the defense. And folks, let's be real. Okay? Hey, everybody who is playing, Josh Rosen not playing the well, like David Johnson wants out of there. Larry Fitzgerald is contemplating retirement. And, like, they could have been eliminated last week. Let's be real. Okay, they could have been eliminated last week. But they got lucky and they were facing who? Oakland? Like, they faced Oakland last week, right? Hey, from what I remember. Nope, they faced the Chargers. Never mind. They faced the Chargers and lost 45-10. Never mind. Result in Green Bay wins. Jeez, man. Like, what is going on? Like, what is going on with Arizona? Like, I want to know that. Because they're supposed to be rebuilding, and I think right now they're going to be looking at picks, right? Yeah, they're probably looking at picks again this year. It's all good. It's all good, I guess. I mean, really, I think if you're Arizona right now, you just got to start, like, looking at free agency, too. Like, right now they're projected to get the number 3 overall pick, but I got to see, like, what they do. But, Sunday they get eliminated, and it's a 14-point favorite for Green Bay, so give me Green Bay in that one. Cleveland against Houston. This is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be probably the toughest game to pick this week. Simply because of the fact that Houston is getting hot, and Cleveland is looking like a contender. Now, is it too little, too late? Yes, but at the same time, no. Simply because of the fact that they're honestly, Cleveland's playing well. Like, they're playing better than well. They're 3 games out as well. And can they make up ground? Probably not. They could be eliminated this Sunday as well. But, I mean, look at it like this. Cleveland could literally ruin, like, let's take a look at Cleveland's schedule. They could ruin somebody's playoff chances. Like, we don't realize it. They could ruin somebody's playoff chances. They could legitimately ruin them. All right, just looking at their schedule coming up. It's Houston, Carolina, Denver, Cincinnati, Baltimore. Cincinnati and Baltimore, they can't ruin their opportunity, okay? Well, Baltimore's still in the hunt, aren't they? Yeah, they're still in the hunt. So Cleveland can ruin that hunt. But they can ruin Houston's chances, and Houston's right now a division leader in the AFC South. And they've won 7 straight. I mean, Carolina, they're still in the mix from what I know. Carolina's still in the mix. They're 4 games out, but yet they're still in a wild card spot. If you think about it, they're still in the hunt. Their dreams could get ruined by Cleveland. Denver, another team, that is again a threat right now to get their playoff hopes in a sense crushed against someone like Cleveland. And Cincinnati and Baltimore. I mean, Cincinnati, we know how Cincinnati is right now, but Baltimore, like let's be realistic, guys. I mean, Baltimore right now, they are the 2 seed in the division, and they're a game and a half back. And then Week 17 comes around, and they could possibly pull away with it. So who knows? I'm like I said, I'm gonna go with Houston on this one simply because of the fact that they've been hot. However, the reason I'm picking in Houston, like I said, is because they've been hot. Do not be surprised if Cleveland makes this closer than what you think. Simply because of the fact that, let's be realistic, Cleveland has been good this year. They've been better than good. They've been great this year. So give me Cleveland. Or give me Houston, excuse me, my bad. Indianapolis against Jacksonville. I never thought I'd say this. I think Indianapolis is going to win this one in Jacksonville. Well, simply because of the fact that Jacksonville hasn't been able to put it together. Jacksonville, this is a team that was projected to go to the Super Bowl this year. They were legitimately contenders. I mean, the first 2 weeks, they turn around, and what do? Oh, they beat New England Week 2, who in Jacksonville, give it. And they're looking like probably one of the better teams in the NFL to potentially win the game. And they win that one 31-20. And then they turn around. Week 1, they beat the Giants 20-15. And then week 3, I believe they picked up their first loss, a 9-6 loss. And if you think about it, it's mostly been downhill since then. I mean, they beat the Jets. But again, it's been downhill since then, really. And it's been tough to pick them because, I mean, there are games where they're projected to win, but it's a case of, they're not getting it done when they're supposed to. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to go with the Colts on this one. And honestly, I'm going with them because, honestly, Colts are a threat. They really are. And that's, again, something I never thought I'd say. I never thought I'd say that, the Colts are actually a threat this year and they're doing well. Oh, they're second in the division, and this is a game that they can use to honestly make up some big ground. So give me Indianapolis on this one. Buffalo against Miami. I'm gonna go ahead. I am gonna say that Miami gets it done. It's gonna be a good division matchup, give or take. Buffalo did beat Jacksonville last week, and that's a game that how can I put it? That's a game that, like I said, Jacksonville was projected to win by. I think they were like a 5 or 6 point favorite. They wound up losing that game. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with Miami on this one. Give or take, Buffalo did beat Jacksonville last week. However, I think that Miami's just on a roll right now. I think Miami is gonna try and. Miami right now, are they in a playoff picture? Yes. Are they out of the playoff picture? Yes. All right. Right now, unfortunately for the AFC, if you're looking at getting into the playoffs, your best bet right now is potentially unless you're Baltimore in a sense, your best bet is probably, do you see Kansas City losing the rest of it? What's Kansas City's schedule? It's Oakland, Baltimore, Chargers, Seattle, Oakland. All right. Honestly, I'm going to just go ahead. I'm just going to say keep an eye out on Kansas City's schedule. Well, give or take, they did lose last week, but still. Well, the next best game they're probably going to have against is probably going to be the Chargers, which is in 2 or 3 weeks. So, really, I'm going to go ahead. I am going to go with, for the Miami game, I'm going to go with Miami because, for whatever reason, they're still in the playoffs. Also, in a sense, they're 5-6 right now. Oh, and a lot of teams could potentially lose this weekend and go to 6-6, and some of them could go to 7-5. However, like I said, if some of the teams that are 5-6 right now win, they'll go to 6-6. They'll draw even, and so will so will some of the other teams in the NFL who's 6-5. But if they lose, obviously they're gonna be 6-6. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead. I am gonna go with Miami. They do draw even, and with their record, so Oh, and like I said, getting back to that point, like really the only real team that can probably say that they're safe for a playoff spot in a wild card is probably the Chargers, is because they're 8-3. That is in the AFC North, or that is in the AFC. Because right now, I mean, New England's 8-3. They got a 3-game lead. Pittsburgh is a game and a half up. They're 7-3-1. Houston is 8-3 right now. Oh, and they're 2 games up. And then you got Kansas City, who's 9-2, and they're a game up on Los Angeles. So I'm gonna go ahead. I am gonna say that like I said, Miami wins, but it's because they kind of have to in a sense. It's if they want to keep in the wild card mix. Because I know saying that a team is 6-6 and it's still in the wild card, or give or take, it is a 1 wild card spot, but still, it can do a lot. So give me Miami in that one. I've said that like 1,000 times. Chicago against New York. It's in New York. It's in Jersey. There's no reason for me to pick them. There's no reason. Don't even say it. Don't say it, JT. Don't say it. Just don't say it. They could have beaten. They could have beaten Philadelphia last week. They could have. But they didn't. And Chicago's just one of those teams, again, that's being hot, and we don't know why. Honestly, just give me Chicago. All right, why am I sugarcoating it? Just give me Chicago. Chicago wins that one on big. I'm going to say maybe touchdown on a field goal. Also, give me Chicago in that one. Carolina against Tampa Bay. 2 teams that, again, have absolutely no idea what they're doing, have started off hot, and they fell apart. And Carolina right now, Rivera. You know what? I should go with Tampa Bay for this one, just because Ron Rivera over the past couple weeks has proven that he has no idea what he's doing. In a sense, give or take, they did lose by 3 last week to Seattle. However, I'll put it to you like this. There's no reason they should have lost to Detroit. They never should have gone for 2. They should have just gone for the tie. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. Give me the Bucks on this one in the upset. It's simply because it's in Tampa Bay. Carolina's been struggling as of late. Give or take, Tampa Bay hasn't been the best either. And I'm pretty sure they got blown out last week. No, they actually blew out San Francisco. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on that one. They're on a 1-game winning streak in a sense. And they're doing well. And yeah. And Carolina's been struggling. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say Tampa Bay takes advantage of it. And it's in Tampa Bay. So, yeah. Give me the Bucks. Oakland against Kansas City. I'm not even going to waste my time on this one. Kansas City kills them. And I mean, destroys them. They're a 15-point favorite. So if you're a 15-point favorite in the NFL, it's not good. But for the other team. So, yeah. Tennessee against the Jets. I'm going to say the Jets. Jets. Say they get eliminated. I say they forget the rocket. I say they forget their jet fuel. I say they run out of fuel and they get eliminated. Was that creative? Yeah, I can't speak today. Was that creative enough? Well, I'm going to say it was. So give me Tennessee. Tennessee wins. Minnesota against New England. This is going to be interesting. Minnesota is actually playing good. A lot of the matchups this year are actually matchups that could have happened in the Super Bowl last year. Like, they legitimately could have happened. And now, give or take, last time they faced off, New England beat them 30-7. It's going to be Kirk Cousins against Tom Brady. However, it's also going to be Dalvin Cook against New England's defense. And honestly, Dalvin Cook has been really good. It's going to be... Adam Thielen's been playing really well as well. And right now, defensively, New England's been struggling. And if you look at it from an offensive standpoint, I mean, it's in a sense, it's even. Because points Patriots have, here, I'll go from the top again. In yards, it's New England in by about 20 yards. All right, so Patriots at 388. 388. Minnesota's at 368. Passing yards, it's Minnesota by about 13. It's 283 and 270. Rushing yards, it's New England in by a lot, 218 to 85. Points per game, it is New England by 3. Or if you want to round down, it'd be 28 and 24. 4, so it'd be 4. So 3 to 4 point difference. And that third down percentage, it's, oh man, literally by point 1. Point 1, it is Minnesota. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I will take the up. It's in Foxborough, isn't it? That's what makes it tough now. All right, you know what? Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to say this real quick. Seattle beats San Francisco, so we'll skip. So, pretty much just made that simple. Seattle beats San Francisco. New England against Minnesota. You know what? Give me Minnesota in the upset. It's simply because of the fact that I think that Minnesota has every reason not to win. Or I think Minnesota has honestly nothing to lose right now. Oh, but again, another team that has everything to gain also because they're a game and a half behind behind Chicago. Oh, and I think that if they want to keep, within, how can I put it? If they want to keep within this matchup, well, then they're gonna have to keep with teams such as Chicago. So they're gonna have to win and everything like that. And if they want to also keep in the playoff spot, because right now that tie is something that's helping them out right now because of the win percentage. Their win percentage is at 0.591. So honestly, and you look at it, you do the math. 6-5 is worse than 5-9-1 because, or 6-4-1 because of the percentage. It's 5-9-1 compared to 5-4-5. So I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, give me Minnesota in the upset, and then Pittsburgh against Los Angeles. Honestly, this could be a matchup that we see in the playoffs. And right now for Pittsburgh, the way they need to be playing, last week they didn't really play so well. 3 turnover. Wasn't a bad game, wasn't a good game either. But the way I'll put it to you like this. I think that Pittsburgh can easily turn around and win this one. Right now, the way Pittsburgh needs to play is they need to play as to if they're going to be eliminated today. Like, they need to play as to if each game is an elimination game, as if each game is a playoff game. So right now, I think that, and this is going to be a great test for them in terms of the Chargers. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to go with Pittsburgh on this one to beat Los Angeles. And really, another reason I'm doing it is because in 2 weeks, they got New England. And next week, they got, next week, I believe they have New England, or who do they have next week? Next week, they have Oakland, in Oakland. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on that one because they need to start making an impact, especially, coming down with their last little bit for the schedule. Because for Pittsburgh, it's Los Angeles, Oakland, in New England, New Orleans, and then week 17 is Cincinnati, but that could potentially be, backups versus backups. Or backups versus starters. Who knows? Honestly, I'm going to go, like I said, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on this one because they have to start playing like it's the playoffs. Same thing with Los Angeles, but I think that Pittsburgh, because it's at home and everything like that, I think they'll take advantage of that. So give me Pittsburgh. Philadelphia against Washington for the Monday night game. Honestly, both teams have been question marks. Then again, I said that about the entire NFC East. You know what? Plain and simple. I think that Philadelphia turns around. They pick up their second win in a row. I think that Philadelphia can win this game. I think they should win this game. I think the Eagles can turn around. They can get a lot done. And if they win, you think about it like this. They get it done. Or if they win, in a sense, they're in the playoff picture. But right now, I want to see, Philadelphia do well. I want to see this division do well because, it always gets talked up, but then they play down. So, really, yeah. So, like I said, give me Philadelphia in that one. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for NFL picks for this week. I'm going to go ahead. As always, I'll go ahead. I'll turn it over to 2 songs. Let's say 2 songs for today. Hey, and then we'll go ahead and we will hop into a little bit of baseball. I'll talk about that real quick. So, I'm going to go ahead. Like I said, turn it over to 2 songs, and we will be right back, guys. You are listening to the voice of Keystone College. Ouch! That was fun. Why did I scream ouch? Because I can't believe in Colt McCoy. Absolutely not! No, I am not going to believe in Colt McCoy. No. No. Just no. 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 Why should I? Tell me why. Alright, that's enough of that. Tell me why. Why should I believe in Colt McCoy? Why? 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 I could have believed in him last week, but I didn't. He's not good in prime time. Like, now a lot of people are going to turn around and be like, oh, that's not prime time, it was 4:25. Guys, it was a Thanksgiving game. Why not? Why not? He's a backup. He played the most minutes he played last week. Why should I pick him? Philadelphia actually won. Alright, they actually won the game. I'm staying by my opinion. I'm staying by my opinion, man. I'm staying by what I said. I think Philadelphia wins it. Yeah, he had a full week of practice. Congrats. So did a lot of other teams. So does Philadelphia. Philadelphia is going to have a full week of practice in a day. Corbin is not going to get Corbin is not getting $175 million. Somebody needs to sign him to like a 3-year deal. Like, he's a young arm. Like, you want to make sure that you're getting. You could do 2 years if you wanted. I don't know. It'll be interesting. But yeah, and it's in Philly. The game's in Philly, so what? So it's like, you know, Washington in Philly has not been good as of late. So yeah. How the hell is a hockey game delayed? Mike, now you sound like a Dallas fan. No, I'm playing that. I'm playing, man. And honestly, dude, anybody could win that division right now. Anybody could. What was I looking up? Score. I understand that. Okay. I understand y'all clinch the division. Like, I get it. But like the thing that makes them so hard to pick is that right now they're a game back. So right now they're not clinching. Right now, it'll be interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be interesting. I need a nap. Naps are good. Possibly. I'm going to be talking about that Cano trade, by the way. Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College, is back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Guys 2 Sports Talks here on this Thursday evening. Now, guys, I want to go ahead and I want to talk about I want to talk about an elephant in the room, and it's a big elephant. Now, the elephant is pretty much the fact of the matter that Seattle has officially gone into rebuild. Well, they have officially decided, hey, we're going to rebuild this year, considering, we built probably some of the best teams, but yet we've sucked. So maybe if we pull what the Atlanta Braves did, maybe we won't suck. But, I mean, could that be a possibility? I don't know. Nonetheless, now, what I mean by rebuild is they're actually looking to ship off 2 players. They already shifted off Paxton over to New York. To the Yankees specifically for a couple prospects. And the question is right now, because the trade that's being ejected and the trade that's being thought of is Mejia and Cano, or not Mejia, Cano, and I believe it was Diaz as well. So Edwin Diaz to the Bronx or to Queens. And then a lot of people, that's where it stops, because a lot of people don't know what else would be given up. Now, the question is this, is if you're New York, or if you're either New York team, what do you have to give up? Now, I tossed a trade together for the Mets. It's that I think could possibly work. And this is something that if the Mets really want to do it, they kind of have to do it. Because of the fact that, you have to match money, but you also have to give up something. And they really, if you think about it, the Mets, the first best Met prospect in the top 100 for MLB best prospects, you got to scroll all the way down to, I believe, number 58, or 55, I should say, and 58. Andre Jimenez and Peter Alonso. Oh, you gotta scroll down to those guys who, like I said, and 2 top 100 prospects, and really, I mean, who else do they have? I mean, they got Jared Kelenic at 62. They have, they don't really have that many prospects in the top 100, so that's where it kind of becomes a problem. That's where you're gonna have to look at it. They got Justin Dunn at 89. I just saw him. But really, that's it, right? Yeah. So, I mean, a trade that I kind of tossed together for the Mets kind of went like this. I said they should give up Bruce, Jimenez, Alonso, and a player to be named later, or international spending money. Something like that. The reason I said a player to be named later is because for baseball, I don't think they have draft picks that can be traded. But the thing is, that the way I look at it, I think that Bruce, Jimenez, and Alonso... Bruce, the reason I threw him in there is simply because of the fact that he can turn around. He'll be able to match the contract of Cano. And that's really the only reason that I tossed him in there. And I mean, if I'm looking at other players, I mean, they don't really have that many players to, they don't really have that many players to trade. I mean, they could give up... I mean, they can't give up... Right, he retired, obviously. Can't give up Cespedes. He has a no-trade clause. I mean, what would you give up? I mean, you got Lagares, you got Swarag, you got Vargas. You could make the argument to give up Frazier, maybe. But, I mean, I probably wouldn't. And you got a couple of guys... Yeah, I'd probably have to turn around and say, if you want to give up someone, you'd probably have to give up Bruce, and you'd have to give up maybe Alonso, maybe Jimenez, maybe Kelenic. I mean, if you want to return the reliever favor, you'd have to give up, what's his name? Justin Dunn at 89, at the 89th rank. But the only reason I say you got to give up Justin Dunn is simply because of the fact that, they'd be getting a reliever in a return. So, I mean, the prospect rating for him, I mean, he pretty much is a 55 overall rated prospect, which, it's good, but it's not bad. How can I put it? 50 is pretty much the baseline. It's like average, so he's just above average. And like looking at his stats right now, he's 8-8 in the minors. His single A, he was 2-3 with a 2.36 ERA. Gave up 2 home runs on his 51 strikeouts. Had a 2.43 average. So they have him listed as a start. Apparently, he's a starter. Right, that's what I'm seeing. And then in Double A, he was 6-5 with a 4.22 ERA, with 89 innings pitched, 7 home runs allowed, and 105 strikeouts. So kind of that got that going for him. But I mean, I don't know. Like from the way it looks, if you think about it, these kind of look like the Grom numbers in a sense, except for the ERA. Because I mean, he had 9 starts. Right, so he had 9 starts and he went 2-3, and he had 15 starts and he went 6-5. So I mean, he only won he only got the record for 11, and yeah, pretty much out of the 24 games, he's only had like 16. So pretty much half of what he has. Yeah, so 24, 8-8, 16. Yeah, pretty much virtually half. But nonetheless, I mean, that would probably be something that you have to give up. Like, you have to give up, obviously, like 2, maybe 3 prospects, even a player to be named later. Or so, a potential prospect, maybe international spending money. I don't know, because Cano's value is still there in a sense. But the thing that I think that makes this trade so hard is Edwin Diaz, because the scary thing about Diaz is that he's improving and he's getting better. I mean, last year he nearly broke K-Rod's save record. I mean, he's an absolute stud. Guy throws about 100 to 101 on and honestly, and real quick, talking about that save record, he could have done it. Like, he really he could have broken it. I think if the Mariners, because last year, yeah, it was 62. He had 57 last year. So, I mean, he could have done it. But, who knows? But nonetheless, the way I'm looking at it is this. I think that if you're, or the Mets, like, you're definitely looking to give up something, like, you got to give up something big. Like, that's the best way to put it. And then for the Yankees, like, I mean, what could you give the Mariners that you didn't give them already? I mean, you gave them Justice Sheffield, who was their top-rated prospect. I mean, do you want to give up on? I mean, looking at the salaries, I mean, obviously they got to get rid of Ellsbury. Well, and honestly, he has a no-trade clause. That's dumb. Well, I mean, they could probably make it happen. They have to give up Ellsbury, obviously. They haven't. A lot of these guys are in pre-arbitration. Judge, Hicks is in arbitration 3. The Holder they can get rid of probably if they re-sign him. Judge they got pre-arb, or Canely they got arbitration 2. Who knows? Oh, so honestly, I think if you're the Yankees, you gotta give up Ellsbury. Like that's the one that you have to give up. And then like the question is because you also got to remember, they also have to start paying these guys real soon. They got to start paying Sanchez soon. They got to start paying Judge soon. Well, they got to pay a lot of guys soon. So really, and it's not like the Yankees can't afford it, but still, they got to start paying guys soon. So really, the question is, who would they give up? Like, who could the Yankees give up? Like, if I had to guess, I mean, I'd say Ellsbury, Florial. Well, if I'm looking at top prospects, he's number 45, so he's in the top 50. He'd be giving up another top 50 prospect to the Mariners. Wkcv, I don't know if you would want to give him up just yet. I mean, maybe wait a little bit on him. Already gave up Sheffield, as I said. And, I mean, you could probably give up Abreu. I mean, what is he, 65, 55, 55, 50, 55. So he's again above average in the fastball. So you know what? I'd probably say that'd be smart. But I mean, like, what could they legitimately give up just to get, because again, you got to think about it like this. You're also getting Edwin Diaz in the mix. I mean, you got Chapman out there. You got Betances for your bullpen. I don't know. It'd be interesting. It'll be interesting. I definitely want to see. Definitely want to see what happens, because they could also, if they wanted to. Okay, you could call me out for this. If they wanted to, well, I get they just re-signed him. They could re-sign Gardner if they wanted to, well, just to get another full Yankee, a former like Yankee veteran in a sense back. But I don't know if the Yankees would do that simply because Gardner's been there since the start of his career. He's 35. He could retire after this year. I don't know. Maybe. Like, that's a maybe for me. But, that, I don't know. Oh, I think that, like I said, if you're looking at it from, in my opinion, a technical standpoint, I think that you definitely, if you're going to give up something for Cano, you definitely got to give up a little bit of player. Obviously, Yankees would be giving up a player to be named later as well, and probably some international spending money, which that can go a long way. We've seen in the past, like, that international spending money can go a long way. If players are scattered, or if players are scattered right, but who knows? So, but yeah, really nobody else, like, jumps out at me as to who they could trade. So, I mean, like, the question is, like, if you're the Yankees, like, do you start offering guys contracts? Like, I mean, they could probably, this be dumb. Well, no, it wouldn't. You could probably, maybe you could throw Sessa and Holder in there, because, I mean, they have major league experience, and give or take Sessa, they haven't been the best, have they? No, they have not. No, he has not. He has not been the best. Yes, he's got 1 year of experience, so, I mean, maybe it's New York, or they could get rid of him. I mean, like I said, I mean, you can make the argument for Jonathan and Holder. I mean, how many years he have? He's got a 2-rate contract, too. Oh, that's the thing. I mean, he's got less than a year of experience, but, I mean, former 6th round overall pick, so, like, that's what I'm thinking right now. Like, you could give up, like, Holder and Sessa, but you'd have to pay him first. And a lot of people are saying that they might be wind up trading Gray. So, I mean, Gray might get tossed in that deal. But, I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? It'll be interesting to see, because I definitely want to know, what exactly they can give up. Because, I mean, like I said, I'm looking at everything. They don't really have that much to offer. Like, right now, if I had to pick a favorite between those two to make that trade, probably be the Mets, simply because they have a little bit more, in a sense, to offer. Like if you're the Mets, you kind of know what you want to offer them. Like, your two best prospects, Jay Bruce, a player to be named later, and honestly, if you had to get a player back, I mean, just to make it work, just to get, like, a third player in there, just in case that, like, doesn't work. Because I know a lot of people saying that they need to give up, like, 3 players or something like that. I don't know. Oh, that's what I heard. Apparently that Seattle would also they would have to give up a 3rd player or something just to make the rosters. I don't know. Oh, if I had to guess, I'd probably say, I mean, it'd probably be like Marco Gonzalez or something like that. Or, nah. Who would it be? Probably either Wade LeBlanc. It wouldn't be a prospect, obviously. Because, I mean, why would you give up, like, 2... Like, I mean, maybe a low-end prospect. Like, who's not in the top 100 for Seattle? Everybody, virtually. Right. That's what I'm thinking. Besides Lagarius. That would be funny if they turned around. Or besides Sheffield. That would be funny if they turned around. Seattle turns around. It's like, hey, thanks for Sheffield. Now we're trading them to your crosstown rivals. And then, I don't know. That just seems funny to me. I don't know. Like I definitely think that if you're the Yankees, you're gonna give up a lot, and, like, you have a lot to give up. But the question is, who would you give up? So, like, that's my opinion. And I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I will go with the Mets to get that trade done, if anything. I think so. Alright, guys, so, yeah, that's kind of going to wrap it up for me here today. And, you know what, I will go ahead, I will touch on one thing real quick. For a lot of people who are wondering, like, are the Yankees going to sign Sonny Gray? Right now, they're at arbitration. Right now, the Yankees have arbitration with Gray, so the question is, like, if they do sign him back, like, what would they give up for him? Really, so that I couldn't even tell you. So, yeah, that's just my opinion on all that. So, alright, guys, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to wrap it up. for you today. Guys, I want to thank you guys so much for listening. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you did join me on Facebook or YouTube, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely did appreciate it. I definitely do appreciate the support. And guys, if I don't see y'all next, or no, y'all will see me next week. But if I don't, long story short, if I don't talk to you guys this week, I will definitely, or if I don't talk to you guys before Thursday, I'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Show will most likely be same time as always, 7 o'clock Thursday night. If anything changes, guys, like I said, you guys will be aware. You guys will be notified. Right, I'll probably post something up on Facebook or something like that. Like, you guys will know. Trust me. Alright, guys, again, thank you guys so much for listening. I definitely do appreciate it. And, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Deuces. Let's go right out. Oh, my neck. Felt good. It felt good. Oh, man. Very good stretch. Yeah, I don't really know what the Yankees could give up for him. I don't really know what they could give up. Like, they can't really give up anything. So. Alright. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I will wrap it up with y'all. Alright, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely do appreciate it. YouTube, I'm going to sign off with you guys first. Later, YouTube.